Hey you guys, this is Nate, and I'm back for another audio commentary for WCReplays.com. And just thought I'd do a commentary while I'm feeling alright. I've been a little bit sick, but I'm nice and doped up on Advil right now. So I got a nice game from a couple days ago. It's a 2 versus 2, and the players are me and Guinness versus Gizzo and Wicked Neckcutter. So go ahead and get this replay loaded and pause at the 15-second mark on 1x speed with Fog of War on, and put it under my vision or Guinness's vision. So this is clearly a 2 versus 2, but this is not just any 2 versus 2. This is, I think, pretty well played on both sides and pretty original. So I think you guys will enjoy this. The matchup is Undead and Human versus Undead and Orc. And this Undead and Human combination, which our opponents go for, is going to be a key factor in this game, as you guys will see. Now, just for future reference, I am attempting to get a good game versus Orc players, so if there are any good Orc players out there that want to custom 1v1 me, let me know, or send me an instant message. My aim is IamSlide, and maybe we can play a game or two. Alright, so hopefully you guys have reached the 15-second mark, so let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, now, as I've said before, Undead and Orc is really my favorite combination. It's pretty much the only race I AT with at this point. Simply because Orc has that much needed supplement of grunts, which no other race can really provide for Undead. So, just a little idle chattel here. You guys can ignore that. Just talking about WoW, World of Warcraft, and how much Warcraft sucks. But let me just say, I had 130 fever when I was playing this game, and still do, and going out of my mind. This is actually pretty funny. Okay, enough of that. So Ed's plan is just to harass and see what's up while massing up some grunts to serve as a meat shield, which is pretty much what all orcs do. And my plan is to mass up fiends and get a Death Knight and Lich and level them up as much as possible, and in that way get superior hero nuking stuff. Because let me tell you, man, especially in AT more than anything else, if your opponents start losing heroes, people yell at each other and they lose games just out of frustration, and it's a pretty big deal to walk into a battle and just kill somebody's hero. So it's almost more of like a psychological advantage, which is pretty cool, I think, for Undead player. But so clearly not too much happening just yet, but don't worry, it'll get more interesting soon enough. Now I'm upgrading into Nerubian Tower. I always get Nerubian Towers in 2 versus 2 because they're so good against solo hero harassment. I would tend to get Spirit Towers, but the fact is, while they're better late game, they're really not good against solo hero harassment, and it's very important that you don't lose Acolytes. Resources are really crucial. Now I'm telling Ed not to go in, Ed being Guinness, by the way, if I didn't mention that, sorry. And also, I don't know if you guys know Ed, that is the Ed whom did commentaries for WarcraftStrategy.com and whom I did them with for WarcraftStrategy.com. He and I have also done them for Clanvian.cc, and I'm actually, I don't know if you guys really know him that well, but he is a pretty entertaining commentator, so I was thinking maybe doing a couple dual commentaries with him. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea or whatever, and if so, then I'll be sure to do that. I definitely think we make good commentaries together. So, I was just telling him not to go into that base because you see Dreadlord plus Nerubian Tower is going to equal Dead Hero, or at least a TP hero, so. Right, now right here I was looking at this guy's base here, I was like, oh snap, they have no peasants at their base. They're definitely fast expanding. And clearly with that Dreadlord, it's going to be very hard to stop a fast expansion, because there's no way to go in without losing your hero, pretty much. Especially since they went footmen and ghouls. Although these are relatively weak units, they're also very good for surrounding purposes. And now with Ed's Wolf, we see that, look at that, they are indeed fast expanding, and there's nothing we can really do to stop it at this point. So we're saying, okay, we can't stop their expansion, that's clear, but there's no reason that we can't just expand ourselves to counter that. And this is really what you need to be thinking when you see expansions. How can you take advantage of that? And in 2 versus 2, I don't think there's as much of an element of out-teching your opponent and all that. I think it's more of a question of just counter-expanding and also taking out the expansion yourself. So we're going to counter-expand, since their strategy is really an anti-harassment kind of thing. So now I'm going to go ahead and expand here. And Ed has a real good idea right here. I was going to say no, we shouldn't attack them, but then Ed's like, oh snap, pick up Zep. I say, we will lose hero. Okay. So now we're going to go and hit their expansion with some Zeppelins. And I'm not really like a big Zeppelin user, but now I'm just seeing, and indeed I can pick up his stuff with my Zeppelin. So we only need 1 Zeppelin. And we have both of us hotkeyed the Zeppelin, and as you'll see in the upcoming battle, we make very, very good use of it. It really wins us the battle, and then it keeps our heroes alive against that strategy. Man, I gotta tell you, if Ed didn't have like a 28k, he'd be a hell of a lot better. If someone wants to get him a 56k modem, go right ahead. I'm sure he'll AT with you all he wants, but he's definitely got a lot of good like decision making. See how he's watching out for my Death Knight and healing him up and all that. But his reaction time, well, it can't be helped, but it takes him like 2 seconds to put a command through. Sucks for him, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys feel his pain. I mean, I have cable. I don't remember what it's like to be on a 56k. Alright, so at this point, now we've got this Zeppelin. We know that we can go in for the kill, or at least try and do something. And right here, they don't really have any defense. I love the new scout towers. It's so easy to kill. You can just kill them in like a few hits. Oh, look at that, just die. I mean, it's like almost bad, but it really stops this fast expansion crap. And so there we go, we take out those towers in like 2 seconds, and now it's an even battle, but it's a 2v1 right now. And that's bad for them. You see right here, the moment I see my hero get slept, I just move the Zeppelin in and pick up my hero. And just drop him off. And there we go, his sleep was completely pointless. I mean, it took my hero off for a couple seconds. You also see Ed's moving his Zeppelin around, he's picking up these injured grunts, he's saving grunts that are like at 5 HP. And that's incredibly, incredibly effective. So cost effective to be able to save them like that. I don't know why I don't use Zeppelins more, they're really just so good. And here we go. At this point, the game has completely turned around. You see Wicked Netcut is very smart. He got a gargoyle to hit that Zeppelin, which is really the best way to deal with this. But before your opponents hit tier 2, and that Zeppelin undoubtedly just won us that battle. Now the grunts there are all, what's it called, dizziness, which kind of sucked. But it doesn't really matter. The Zeppelin definitely kept our heroes alive during that battle. And these scout towers aren't going to do anything because they're so easy to kill. I don't really know why they're even bothering. And at this point, our opponents are really investing more money in this expansion than they should. There's a certain point, especially for like tower rushers, when you're beginning to lose that tower rush, but you continue to invest all your money in it. There's a certain point where it turns around, and a certain point where you can't come back from it. And these guys are just pouring resources into this expansion, suiciding their units against us, and building those towers, and that's just going to bring them right down. Meanwhile, you look at my expo, I've got 5 acolytes on it in a sec, and it's completely unharassed, clearly. And we've got 4 heroes total. We're looking at level 2 coil, level 2 chain lightning, pretty deadly combinations. Especially versus Archmage, if I didn't mention that. So we don't really need to micro here, we're just 8-clicking. You know how it is. Now Ed's getting Raiders. It's not necessarily a bad choice. I'm not really sure why. I guess he likes Raiders. But in general, I think it's better if Orc players just upgrade their grunts and keep building grunts and casters or whatever. But I don't find Raiders to be particularly effective in team. Now Ed wants to buy another Zeppelin. I say don't bother, because we really don't need to bother. Even if they did surround our heroes, there's no way they're going to end up killing them before they lose their whole army. And also, they did have those guards, so... And they've got riflemen now, so it'd be pretty easy for them to kill Zeppelin. And at this point, I mean, I don't know why they're fighting at all. They should really militia and then run away as many peasants as they can. This is just free levels for all our heroes. These towers aren't going to do anything. So, I mean, at this point, Gizzo is definitely going to die. I guess they're going one last TP, but 5 ghouls and Dreadlord are not going to do much, buddy. I mean, you just see the ghouls get torn up by AoE. I mean, there's really nothing these guys can do about it at this point. I don't really know what I would do if I were them. Like, the fact is, they got out microed, I guess. I mean, that Zeppelin stuff really took them out, to be honest. Now there I am, taking out the Archmage in style, killing a Fiend to take out the Archmage, even though I could just hit it twice and not lost my Fiend, but that's not how I like to do things. Also, another real good unit that comes out of that Goblin Laboratory, a Goblin Shredder, man, just took out a Fiend. Does crazy damage, man. But those Zeppelins are definitely the most easily abused unit, I think. So clearly I'm doing pretty standard stuff back on my base. I'm just feeding Ed gold after forgetting about it for a while. But at this point we've pretty much got the game on lockdown. There's really no way our opponents can come back, especially because we've already got an expansion up. So. And these guys were, I think they were level 7 AT with pretty nice records. So these guys are actually pretty good, I think. Alright, so I'm just going to turn off Fog of War now. Let's see what's Red doing. You see here, he's putting up dual slaughterhouses. And I guess he's going to try for mass destroyers. Yeah. But, I don't really see what mass destroyer is going to do against mass fiends. But, I guess we'll see. Or will we? Now, something really good to do in these 2 versus 2s, which I've definitely learned my lesson for, is that it's really good to put stuff on the Death Knight and the Lich. On the Lich, it's really good to put Boots of Speed, maybe a Potion of Invulnerability. Boots of Speed is going to let the Lich catch up, and it's better for nuking, and that Potion of Vulnerability keeps it alive even when your DK's coil